Hey crew, what you're seeing in this gameplay is no illusion. It takes us 2 kills with our primary weapon, so remember that, to chain these massive ignitions and scorch damage, and it is just a blast to play and see. In a second here, you'll see it in the legendary campaign where I am locked 15 power level under, so you'll get to understand the true power of this setup, and it's based on the Warlock video from yesterday where we are stacking a ton of scorch stacks with only 2 kills to get crazy scorch damage and ignitions. If you haven't seen the Warlock one from yesterday, then I highly recommend you watch that because we get the scorch damage over 5,000 per tick on the Warlock. But with this Titan build, we still reach very high scorch damage, over 2,000 per tick, but we get even more ignitions on the Titan because the Scorch isn't killing as fast as the Warlock does. The Warlock is doing crazy amount of Scorch damage, but since the Scorch damage is lower on the Titan, we're getting more chances for the ignitions to happen, and they can just happen back to back to back. And I want to drive this point home, and I want you to really understand it because I got some comments from people saying, well, I don't know if that's this impressive. I can already have ignitions happening and stuff going on but with my abilities and my ability spam and all this. Yes, that's great. But in harder content, and the more harder content you do, ability spam becomes less available and weapon gameplay becomes more important. And with this weapon gameplay, and you're only getting 2 kills, with a beefed up primary weapon, you know, something that's doing quite a bit of damage, you only have to get 2 kills to make these crazy ignitions happen. That's gonna make things so much easier in hard content. Like this is literally like Warmind cell damage, right? Like it's crazy what it can do. If you'd like to support the channel and help a little extra, then click the join button or the link in the pinned comment. And to those of you who have joined, thank you so much for the extra support. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you enjoy the builds. So for the Titan, we are taking the same base principles from the Warlock build and then adding the Titan exotic to it to make this build a powerhouse that will shine in difficult content. The first thing I want you to understand is that when you kill an enemy with incandescent and the Scorch kills something, which is easy to do because we're scorching for over 2,000 damage on the Titan, a sunspot will spawn there thanks to Soul Invictus. And that already makes incandescent on a Titan pretty strong because a sunspot has to be created by either getting ability kills or killing something with scorch damage, and it's very easy to kill something with this beefed up scorch damage. So we get all the benefits to Soul Invictus without actually having to use an ability to make that sunspot, which is just nice. We take our enhanced incandescent and Ember of Ashes and hit for 1,161, so the exact same that it was on the Warlock. And of course, just like the Warlock, we can add Radiant and Font of Might because those both are weapon damage and they actually boost the effect of incandescent and the scorch damage of incandescent. So we can keep Radiant up 24/7 thanks to the fragment Ember of Torches that allows us to become Radiant just by hitting an enemy with our melee. So throw our squishy bonk hammer and hit an enemy and boom, we are Radiant, and we're going to chain that Radiant with Ember of Empyrean since we're always going to be getting solar kills with this build. So we can chain Radiant and Restoration over and over and over, so we always have that up. And then you can also use Font of Might, right, and pick up a well, a solar well, and boost it that way. Now we add in our exotic, and this is where things get really interesting because it goes the opposite route of the huge scorch damage of Dawn Chorus and goes to chaining more ignitions a little bit better and boosting our weapon damage, and here's why. With Path of the Burning Steps and our exotic perk called Firewalker, we can boost our solar weapon damage quite a bit, and yes, this does add to the scorch damage, but also I believe it adds some ignition damage, but it's so hard to tell with all the different numbers going off and what buffs are up or aren't up on the left hand side that I'm not 100% sure, but maybe someone can confirm that for me in the comments because sometimes with like Firewalker ×4, I'll hit something for like 50 or 60,000 from a ignition, and then other times I'll only hit for like 30,000, and that's when I have only like 1 stack or 2 stacks of Firewalker, so not 100% sure there. So our base damage with Enhanced Incandescent and Ember of Ashes is 1,161, but we can get Firewalker going, it pushes that Scorch damage up to 1,625, and also gives our weapon a bonus to damage of 35%. So now our weapon hits way harder, 35% harder, and we have gone from a base scorch damage of 552 to 1625. So we're already up 1,000 damage of scorch, and that's enough scorch damage easily to have 2 different things kill them and ignite the entire room. But next we add in Radiant and Font of Might, and we can get that up to 2,031 scorch damage, which is pretty crazy on the Titan. And this is where the ignitions really start to happen. Since the Scorch damage isn't crazy high like Dawn Chorus at over 5k, it's allowing enemies to stay alive just long enough for our beefed up Dring, because remember, we have Burning Steps on, so we're always getting that damage increase for free on kills. So we're walking around with a 35% damage boost on Dring and Scorching for 16k before even adding in Radiant or Font of Might, and that's plenty of Scorch stacks already to cause the crazy ignitions just by getting 2 kills. So we get 2 kills, and it's kind of easier on the Titan because the Scorch isn't killing things instantly, but it's still enough to cause the ignition, and Drang is just mowing through enemies because it's buffed up, right? It's that much stronger, and since it's mowing through those enemies, it's applying Scorch that much quicker and doing a bunch of different things to make those ignitions happen more often. So it's kind of like pick and choose which one you want. If you're on the Warlock, that crazy Scorch damage in your normal content, something like just a general strike, is just going to kill everything. You're probably not going to get that very many ignitions. But with the Titan, since the Scorch damage is just a little bit lower, you have enough time to get those couple shots into another enemy, kill that enemy, cause another incandescent to happen, right? Another Scorching, and when that second Scorch happens, that's when the ignitions go off and everything just starts going boom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I really like this build on the Titan because it's weapon based, so I think in harder content, just like I show in the Legendary campaign, that it's just going to mow through enemies, and you can use this with either Drang or the Mida mini tool because both of those can get enhanced incandescent on them, right? And technically Drang is barrier champion and Mida is overload, so both of them can slot in the champion mods to take care of champions as soon as Bungie actually fix the barrier for the sidearms. Come on Bungie, it's been like 4 weeks now. But same goes for the Dawn Chorus build, right? In endgame content, these builds are going to shine because it's easy to apply that Scorch and make the ignitions happen. And remember, your teammates can apply Scorch too. So just think about this. 2 of your teammates, you walk around a corner, group of enemies, right? They're 15, 20, 25 power level higher, like in a Grandmaster. I kill 1 red bar, and my clanmate here, Rob, next to me kills a red bar, and we both have a setup like this going, right? Where we're Scorching for higher damage. We each kill 1 red bar next to each other. They do the enhanced incandescent, they explode, they each spread the Scorch instantly, right? Because we both killed at the same time. Boom, that entire wave is gone. The ignition will happen and just wipe them all out. So I think that's a really cool setup that this might be able to do, especially in harder content. And I want to experiment with it in the next couple days when I get some clanmates on to just see what could happen if you have multiple people running this. Because if it works that way, right? Think about 3 people running it that way in a 1590, right? Master Nightfall or something. And just each of them taking out 1 red bar Scion or 1 red bar whatever, and everything just starts igniting because of enough Scorch damage being applied by all the teammates together. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or concerns. You can reach me over on Discord or over on Twitter as well. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, you should, because I actually hit 1,000 followers not that long ago. But yeah, that link is down in the descriptions, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.